Hello, matey.
Hello.
I see you. I hear you.
What's up?
What's up? I see Raynor. Raynor's still fuming. Jeez Louise, Raynor. It's been a couple hours, mate. Chill.
I feel extremely bad about that game.
Hey, my graphic is a bit messed up. No, I don't know if I can fix that quickly. That's my own fault. I'll see you. I think this is the best I can do today. This is not really what I wanted, guys. This is not how it's supposed to look, but we're just gonna roll with it because it's gonna take me 17 years to fix it. So we're just actually maybe it won't fix. I think I have a very easy fix. 1 sec. That exists in. Yeah, that's way better. That is way better. All right, guys. For the last time in the regular season, we're gonna have a little post-match chat the way we've done it since the very beginning of our journey in Code S. It was obviously an exciting one. We knew what was at stake. We had to win without an ace match. Unfortunately, it did go to an ace match. We do stay undefeated, though, boys. We happy about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm glad the captain stepped in to keep us undefeated.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was not the undefeated record we were looking for, but it's all good. It was fun. We had some great games. Let's kick things off with you, Raynor. Still undefeated as well, mate. A draw is not a loss. I obviously know that you're not happy with that one, but let's just kick things off with the first one. You went up against Ryong on Ancient. And were you confused in the beginning what he was doing, or did you know exactly where the game was heading? Because it felt to me that maybe the start wasn't the sweetest possible start.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of all the possibilities, and I was actually really scared of double starboard BC. So I made like 12 queens, and 12 queens is not good against Cyclone opening. So I was kind of behind, and then I saw he had no starboard units. So I decided to make Swarmers, and Swarmers are usually good against that. But he made Ghost very quickly, which is what you're supposed to do, and I was a little bit scared. But I think he lost a few too many Ghosts.
Yeah, he never got personal cloaking in that first game. I thought that was so bizarre, because I think that's one of the most annoying things as a Zerg to deal with, no?
I mean, he was also tanking with the Ghost. Like, you're supposed to run away, and he was just standing there. I know they have a lot of HP, but, you know, they die. But, yeah, you're supposed to run away with the Ghost, not just stand there.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, the second game is a little bit painful. I watched it back. To be honest, if I wasn't as traumatized as I am of ZVT late game, I would have probably won it, because I would have remade Broodlords instead of like trying to kill him right there. But I don't know. I decided to do that because I knew that I wasn't mining much. I also knew I traded better throughout the game, so I knew he didn't really have a big bank. And I thought I could kill him right there. But the best idea was probably to go back after I win the fight and make Broodlords and play it safe. But I really didn't want to let him mine and build back his massive army with Taurs and Ghosts. It's very hard to win against that army.
Yeah, but, it felt that a lot of the fights, even when he started off with a nuke landing on some of your banelings, like you still won that fight. You still kind of did all right. It's just after you won that skirmish on the right side of the gas, you went deep into basically his natural right. And was that like the game deciding mistake, or do you think there was more to it?
No, it was mostly that because I could have just remade Broodlords. I had like a massive bank. Instead, I made like a lot of Ravagers and Ling Bane, and that doesn't really work. And also, yeah, I stepped in a choke point. I had Vikings shooting my Broodlords. Also, I had Hellbats everywhere. I'm not sure if the Obs got that. So I felt like I was kind of forced into an all-in, and I had no larva, but I really wasn't. So yeah, I should have taken it slower.
Chad is asking me to ask you, Yoona, any late game ZVT tips for Reynor on Neo Humanity?
I don't play CVT late game, so yeah, I wouldn't know.
Don't do that here, man.
All right, there you have it, chat. Let's move on to Trigger then. Trigger, obviously, you went up against one of the very best to ever do it, Maru. An absolutely amazing first game where you did a 10 out of 10 job in dealing with the 2-base push. Talk to us after that. What's going through your mind, and where do you think it slowly but steady went wrong? And if you could do it all over again, what would you do different?
Yeah, after the 2-base, he just starts camping, which is pretty common for him. But I was gonna play like how I played against Vindicta the other day, just like go right into Tempest and take all the bases and stuff. But I was very late to it because I was like kind of scared to go against his late game, so I was trying to delay it a bit. I ended up delaying it a bit, and that was just terrible. I kind of let him get into like a 4-base setup, and once they get 4 bases, they have Liberators, and once they have Liberators, they can camp really easily. So yeah, and then from there, it's just like I have to beat Maru in late game, and I don't think I have enough practice in PvT late game, to be honest. It's very rare, at least against Europeans, so yeah.
You got awfully close there, mate, from time to time. Even once he started on 5 bases, 6 bases, like you had some great moments in that game. Were you feeling that, or was it just like, oh man, like how did I get here? Why are we playing the late game? Why am I going up against Maru? Or did you realize you were still like 100% in it and even won some very important fights?
Once he got the Liberators out, I felt pretty bad because I know he's super good in this situation. But yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't feel like too optimistic once he got set up on 4 or 5 bases of Liberators, especially because my transition was so late to the Tempest. So, but I didn't realize that I was actually in a pretty good spot even after all that. At some point, I thought he had a huge bank like the whole time and stuff. I thought I was like playing against Serral when he's 10k bank after I win the fight, but no, it wasn't the case like that. So yeah, I should have been more optimistic about my situation.
Learning moments, mate. We live and we learn. That's what the regular season is for. We want to pick in the playoffs. Second game obviously started off very painful. The Widowmine in the main base did way too much. Anything you want to share about the second game, or you just think against Maru, a start like that, you can't do much anymore?
No, I mean, I should have picked Altitude instead of Ancient. I was going to pick Altitude and then I switched to Ancient because I was going to 4-gate blink him, but then I couldn't really do it because of his opening. Yeah, and the mind drop was obviously bad. I think I was actually okay. I could have just played macro from after I held his first push, but I thought that he had way more workers than he really did. Because I thought Starbase landing, I assumed he would only have like 16 SCVs on it, but he really only had like 2 SCVs on it, so I could have just went back home and macroed up. But yeah.
And Yoona, you got a little ZVZ with Solar. I thought that first game was kind of interesting. I haven't really seen a lot of ZVZs like that. 29 drone Yoona with a whole lot of Lings and Banes. Like, can you talk us through that first game real quick?
Yeah, well, I was kind of sure he was going to play no bailing nest there anyways, so I went for a little pressure. And after I obviously realized he had no bailing nest, I just committed fully on telling Bane attack. Obviously, if he would have just added a bailing nest at some point or had a couple more roaches, it wouldn't have really worked too well. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It works more often than not, so I just went for it. And I do feel like the second game was very similar in many ways.
Yeah, okay. But the first game was actually kind of exciting. We're like, is this going to work? Where's this going? Second game, it was kind of obvious you were going to get the hatchery at the bare minimum, and then you just very casually got it all. Obviously, it was weird to play a ZVZ like that against Solar, right? Because you obviously knew what was at stake. You knew it didn't really mean that much anymore. You still charge yourself up. You still just want to get the dub there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to lose ever, really. So I always try my hardest and did my best, and it worked out this time.
All right. Well, a little reflection, guys. Obviously, the playoff weekend has been moved. We're going to play the playoffs around, the 13th of August for us. It starts on the 11th of August. 11 weeks of regular season WTL Code S under a new banner and new orc, Raynor. How did you enjoy the WTL Code S adventure so far?
I definitely enjoyed it. It was fun. I obviously could have done a lot better, but I think everyone knows that. Mostly, like most of the time in WTL, I feel like one game I just do something completely stupid, and yeah, it just keeps on repeating. But yeah, other than that, it was a lot of fun. I had fun playing. Excited about the playoffs.
You did get the highest rating throughout the entire season today, mate.
Oh yeah, I saw it was like 90.
Yeah, you're a big boy now.
Absolutely, 21-year-old. I wonder if they're gonna go back again now.
All right. Yoona, you had an absolute god tier WTL Code S season. It's the first time you ever did a full season in the WTL Code S, even though it's been around for a while. But obviously you didn't participate in the past. 23-1, I believe, is our final record. That's what Lambo wrote in the chat. Not too bad, Yoona. Not too bad.
Yeah, it did go pretty well for my taste as well.
Are you upset about that one map loss against Scarlet?
I'm a little bit sad about it, but I haven't been thinking about it too much.
How did you enjoy being part of a team, all of us talking, living together, looking forward to the next matches, working together? Was it an enjoyable experience for the man who's won it all already?
Yeah, it was fun. A little bit of a different format. I think it's always a nice change. And yeah, looking forward to the next season if there is one. And obviously excited for the playoffs as well.
Sounds good. Trigger, it's also the first time that you've done an entire season of WTL Code S. You obviously joined a team with two absolute animals as teammates. How did you enjoy your WTL Code S run so far throughout the regular season? You're muted, Trigger. You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I think the most interesting part is that I played a lot of players who I've never played before. I've never played Mara before today. I've never played Tudming or a lot of these Chinese players. So, yeah, it's definitely a new experience for me.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you had fun. Obviously, guys, that means that we are going to play against whoever survives the earlier part of the playoffs. Reynor, are you just looking at that and say, I think it's going to be Onsyde Gaming, or do you think there's a chance that some of the other teams? Because yesterday we obviously had a big upset. Don't know if you guys caught that. You expecting any surprises in the playoffs?
Hopefully the 10 range Colossus will be fixed by then. No, I'm kidding. Oh, I'm not sure. We'll see. Probably DKC, it's a strong team. Hero Oliver Dark. That's not bad. But I'm very confident in our chances in the playoffs. I think the format is very good for us. And yeah, I'm just excited overall. Plus, we're going to be in top tier shape, all of us. I mean, especially me and Yoona, because we have Gamers 8. So we're definitely going to be in top tier shape.
Do I hear a little bit of fear that the Platinum Heroes, and especially Goblin, are going to go on one hell of a run with the 10 range Colossus there, Reynor?
Did they make it into the playoffs?
Yes, mate. They literally defeated Shopify yesterday. So they're
yeah, I know, but I didn't think they would make it. Yeah, excited to play Goblin in the 10 range Colossus.
He's free.
He keeps asking me, you know how I told you about the robo into Stargate? He keeps asking me to give him tips about it, but I've decided not to. Once you make fun of it, you never get the details.
Yoona, even though we're not guaranteed top 2 yet, we are guaranteed top 3. Still full of confidence that we're going to go all the way in the playoffs on the 13th of August.
I mean, it's always going to be hard, but should be very doable, and that's obviously what we're aiming for. I do think DKC has a lot of opportunity to lose there as well. I think Apidos and Team Liquid are both pretty strong.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Apidos. I think if they play like their best lineup, that can be like a top 3 team very easily. So yeah, will be interesting to see what happens. But win is what we're going for. I would assume, at least that's what I'm going for.
And that's what I'm going for as well, Yoona. So it makes at least 2 of us. Trigger, is that what we're going for?
No, I'm going for a loss. Let's go. No, I'm kidding. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, obviously we want to win. Yeah, it's gonna. I think we have a very good chance because of the format, and I'm pretty. Well, although obviously we didn't get first place in the group stage, but I still think it's fine, and we're gonna do great in the next game.
All right, guys, I think that's pretty much all I got for you because I spoke to you not too long ago. We already kind of talked about the prep for Saudi Arabia. I guess Reynor and Serral, I've got gifts for you. I don't know if you guys saw me wear the cool white Basilisk shirt, but I'll bring a couple of those. Looking forward to that, Reynor.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, those look sick.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, it's
like
you never stopped by, Yoona. What is this?
I was watching yours. Well, yeah, I have to admit that when Divinesia is streaming, I'm always supporting the Finnish scene.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well,
but I had your stream as well open, but I had a lot of streams open, but I was watching Divinesia this time. I'll have to admit.
That is okay. Support your locals. I'm all for that. All right, guys. Obviously, fantastic job throughout the regular season. I'm very happy with how it went. Shame that we're second, but we're 11-0. I really don't think we could have asked for much more. Perhaps in the end, it's my fault because I lost to Nice, and if I didn't lose to Nice, we would have had 1 more point. So, but I think you guys will make up for it in the playoffs. So I think it's gonna be awesome. Reynor, I'll give you the floor first. Final words before I see you in Saudi Arabia.
No, thank you guys so much for cheering for us. Excited about the playoffs, excited for Saudi Arabia. And yeah, keep cheering for Basilisk. I think we're going to do great.
Hey, Yoona.
Yeah, just stay tuned for the Gamers 8. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do well there. And obviously, again, thanks to Basilisk for all the support. And let's have a good playoffs run.
Trigger, any final words?
Yeah, thank you for supporting us through the regular season of World Team League. The playoffs will be even better, I think. And yeah, shout out to Basilisk.
All right. Thanks, guys. GG's. Amazing job. And wish you all the best. Safe travels to Reynor and Yoona. See you guys soon. Woohoo.
Thanks.
Bye.
See you soon. Bye bye, guys.
Bye, guys.